Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and depending on when you're going to be seeing this video. It's your brother, your boy, Courserepscorner. Like I always tell you guys, it's my corner, it's your corner, and it's our corner. In this particular video, I would like to be talking about a lady who have done a lot of things for the Nigerian comic industry, talking about Professor Helen Paul. On several occasions, this particular lady have told us her story, how she was giving birth out of rape. Let me call it like that, rape. So she was giving birth out of that particular unfortunate incident, and she has told us on several occasions how she have metamorphosed from where she was before to where she is presently. You will still hear her say she is a comedian in Nigeria and a professor in the United States. It's no jokes. This lady have gone through a lot of traumas during her childhood. And in this particular video, I want to share with us what she said in a just concluded function some days ago. I don't know when I'll be posting this video. Let me use the word days ago. So they had a program, a seminar some days ago, and she was the guest speaker. She said a lot of things, but I just picked this particular few minutes video where she spoke deeply about herself, how she was abused, how she was neglected, how she was abandoned, how she was rejected, but she stood firm. You could hear her saying with a lot of passion, I for one, I follow people by what they say and not by what I think, because by adventure, somebody might be able to think something but do a different thing. So what you say still goes a long way to describe who you are as a person. And when she was saying this, I could feel the inner torture, the inner trauma, but this has made her feel. But as God will have it, she came out from that torture, she came out from that path, she came out from that trauma, she came out from that rejection, and today she happens to be one of the, if not the only female professor that is a comedian. Make your inquiry. There is any, please tell me. She happens to be the only female comedian who is a professor. If you think I'm lying, make your inquiry and let me know. And that happens to be in Nigeria or peradventure in Africa, but I'm very sure about my country. I'm a Nigerian. So she happens to be the only female professor comedian in the comic industry in Nigeria. You will hear her say it when she said she's a comedian in Nigeria and a professor in the United States. It's no joke. It's very true. A comedian who looked above being just a child that was gotten from rape, who looked above a child who was rejected, who was dejected, who was abandoned, who was neglected, and yet forged ahead and became somebody very, very important in life. In life, you have to do what you have to do to make yourself approve. Nobody is saying you have to do more than yourself. Just giving your best. And you could see that, yes, that best you have given is enough to take you to the next permanent level. When I saw it, I felt so emotional, and I said, no, I will have to come and share it, so that people who hear things will learn. Like I always tell people, it does not need to happen to you first before you learn. You can learn from other people's experiences so that you don't regret it. I don't want to go down to the comment section. You could see it was full of mixed feelings and emotions. People sympathized with her, people congratulated her, people prayed for her and told her that she had done well for herself. So I said, no, let me come and share it with us. And don't forget, Helen Paul is married, and by God's grace, she's blessed with 2 kids, 2 sons, for that matter. And presently, she's based both in Nigeria and in the United States. Like you hear her say, I repeat again, she's a comedian in Nigeria and a professor in the United States of America. Let me allow you watch these few minutes of video. Let her share part of her story with you, as she was neglected, abandoned, rejected, segregated. Oh, English will not kill me. But yet, she did not give up. Her great-grandmother nurtured and taught her so many things that today she still talks about the great-grandmother who took care of her when everybody rejected and neglected her. Let us just watch this emotional video. And please, if you don't want to cry, please, I always say it, if you don't want to cry, please, you better don't watch, because I share videos that talks about life and how it has affected everybody. So if it makes you emotional and you cry, please pardon me. I did not mean for you to cry. Okay, having said, I want to thank you all for always watching my content. Thank you so much for your love and the care. For those of us who have not subscribed or followed us on our social media platform, please do that so that we can move this ministry to the permanent side. Okay, till I come your way next time to you see me on your screen, guys. I leave all of us with this emotional video from Professor Helen Paul, who happens to be the only female comedian in Nigeria and a professor in the United States of America. Watch with me, please.
I was telling her, I said, my topic is made from rejection. Some of us cannot take rejection. Some of us do not know that the words we say can make someone feel rejected forever. But in the way it worked for me, it was different. What Yoruba call Akanda, Oma, a special child, appointed child. Okay, so you must have heard before where I shared on a stage saying I was born out of rape. And I grew up with my great-grandmother, where everybody in the compound, in the area, will call me bastard. So I grew up hearing that you are a bastard. I grew up seeing my aunties come to give grandma money for feeding, and they would tell grandma, we are not saying you should use this money to take care of one bastard child. We are saying you should use it to take care of yourself, buy your medicine. And Mama will say, okay. Once they leave, Mama will turn to me. And Mama will speak in pidgin. You don't hear waiting your auntie them they talk. Now like so this word be oh. Now people will suppose be your mama blood be that oh. But they don't tell you who you be. If you like, grow up, forget yourself. Say person will not do well, nobody will celebrate them. And Mama would turn to me and say again in Isha, Webe hobi meta. Can you hear what I'm saying? I'll say, Me hobi weta. Mama will say, eh. But I realized that every time I offend Mama, Mama would not want to touch me because they've warned Mama not to beat me. Imagine a child that the mother gave birth to, and the mother is feeling ashamed because everyone in the area, so the shame, my mother didn't know what to do, who to run to, according to what she told me. So sometimes she would just carry me without name. She would be looking for where to eat. So then one day she went to Makoko. That she heard that there's this church in Makoko where they share food for free and fruit. And that was a select church. Open 24 hours. So she will go there just to collect fruit. And so she can press the banana and put in my mouth. She said one day she was in the church when a big pastor, according to them, that I discovered later, Baba Oshofa, was passing and said, she was at the back of the church trying to give the baby something. When Baba Oshofa came and said, Talele, I said, Mweni Joy, Emma Binumo Kawajo, Omoto Bedani Kilorukwe, me Tifun Loruko, Omodume Lone, she mentioned. And said, Taleni Akokoto Tia Shanu Reto Fune. Ṣé àǹtí kan tó ń jẹ́ Helen orúkọ yẹn ni kò tẹ̀ mọ́ lórí. Ṣó wá rí orúkọ yẹn má fi ṣeré o. O lè fún lórúkọ mi o bó ṣe ń dàgbà o. If you can give her another name, but don't forget. My mother said yes. And the next thing, surname ló wá kù. So with the surname, the one I remember very well, I can never forget. When Mama took me to Onoyade Community Primary School, Fade Iyaba, Lagos, and they wanted to register me to primary 1. Because of my small stature, he said I should use my hand and touch. He wasn't touching. Then they asked for birth certificate. Mama said she no get. Well, that's very bad certificate. He shied that. Then the teacher said, since you said this is her age, we will let her go. But I saw name. So I saw Mama trying to call a meeting. And most of my aunties were saying, no, she can't be our name. No, she can't be our name. No, she can't be our name. And one man from nowhere stood up and said, give her my name. So imagine a small child looking at this one talk, looking at this one talk, looking at this one talk. You think the child will grow up in love? Orone. Orokoro. Emofoju Dimio. A comedian in Nigeria, a professor in the United States. But there was something Mama would always tell me. No forget, say this word wicked. If you go forget, you go fall. And anybody way near you pass, now he make you the suspect pass. So imagine that kind of mindset. So I am very protective of my space. Tane, taloye cartoon number. Tan. But there was something that God gave me as a gift. Fine face, small body. Then I started seeing those realities where some people just think, even till date, I still face it. Helen Paul, Dr. Bitman, Helen Paul. Then me too, maybe I want to do something good. I'm like, Ebiapa, Shege. You know? Sorry I'm speaking Yoruba. I learned from my sister. I call her Dr. Fulake because she's going to be Dr. Lagbaro alone. So, I'm an Edo girl. I know most people understand Yoruba because I speak Isha very well. So I grew up claiming Isha. But I was born in Fade Iyaba, Lagos. To be precise, Shoyinka. And the uncles I grew up knowing are likes of Jiplon. I grew up hearing things like I grew up having police run through our compound and they asked the children, Ibologba. So look at that kind of growth. But because I knew the gift that nobody would touch me, because Mama used to call me a traditional name, Omo Naigbe. I don't know if we have the meaning of Omo Naigbe. Pastor Nike, you are too touche. Dear Helen, always interpret the Yoruba because of various tribes here. Love you always. Mama Pastor Neke.